Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Kenny G. Now today is a little bit different. We're actually outdoors. I'm not in the kitchen. Now I got my buddy JD here from
G&D Growers.
G&D Growers. There you go. They also produce Berry Crispies, so look for those in the market. It's a shameless plug. He's not
I have some shame.
not sponsoring me at all for this. So we came out to his farm.
Yep.
Going to show you the strawberries.
So these are our June-bearing
June-bearings,
strawberries.
okay.
Yeah, so we just started harvesting these last week. Different about June-bearing from day-neutral strawberries or ever-bearing strawberries. We harvest these once in the month of June, usually 2 to 3 picks, depending on the weather. Once they're done, they're gone. You won't get them till next year.
Yeah.
And what's really nice about June-bearing strawberries, they're very effervescent, beautiful flavor. It's a soft, juicy fruit, red all the way through. It's the type of strawberries that if you wear a white shirt, you ruined it. Delicious, delicious strawberry. It's not as shelf stable as day neutrals, so once you get them, you want to eat them within 2 to 3 days. And you won't be disappointed.
The beauty of being in this area of the country. Okay, we're deep in the patch now. Now what exactly are we looking for, JD?
So when we're harvesting, we want to make sure that we're picking fruit that's fully red. You don't want to pick anything that still has a lot of green. It still needs to ripen up. And you want to make sure that they're not too dirty, they're not getting moldy. Sometimes you'll see a lot of slug damage, so slugs will get up and start chewing on the fruit. So you just want to pick a nice size, nice color. And you don't want to harvest the strawberries that are too small. They're not really marketable to go. And try not to eat all of them. Red all the way through.
So good.
Red all the way through like we like.
I am harvesting a few of these strawberries here. We're going to fill up this basket. Put these strawberries. Those are going to be good. So we'll be back in the kitchen later cooking some of these beautiful strawberries. I've got a few recipes that I'm going to try, so there'll be a couple of videos. So we'll see you in a bit. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks for coming by, Ken.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thanks, JD. All right, back in the kitchen, change of hat. I hope you enjoyed that field trip to get out to the strawberry patch, kind of change things up a little bit. And also you learned a little bit about strawberries. Well, I hope you did anyway. Like with all the other recipes, remember that French word, mise en place? So I'm gonna run through the ingredients that you're gonna need and also the equipment you're gonna need. And we're gonna get going on these absolutely amazing strawberry cheesecake muffins. Let's put on the apron, grab the knives, fire up the stove. And for this recipe, you're gonna actually fire up the coffee maker because we're making muffins. And let's get after it. List of equipment you're gonna need. You're gonna need a muffin tin. Obviously we're making muffins. You need a 4-ounce scoop, or I think this is a 4-ounce 100 ml scoop. You need your measuring spoons. You need a spatula. Don't forget the blue scraper. You need a little sauce pot. You're gonna need some measuring bowls and measuring cups. The stand mixer. So let's run through the wet ingredients that you're gonna need. Now don't worry about it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen as I'm doing it, and also too, description box down below, there will be that PDF recipe that you can download if you want, of course, but you probably should because it's fantastic. You can download that and then print it off, and then you can put it in that cookbook that you're gonna make. This is optional, but I like the coconut oil. You've got 90 grams of coconut oil here, or 6 tablespoons. You can substitute out canola oil if you want. I just like the flavor of it in there. It just gives it a little more complexity. It's pretty awesome. I also have the 90 grams of butter here, or 6 tablespoons. I've got 325 mils or a cup and a half of buttermilk. Now the reason that I use buttermilk is I like the acidity in that, and it really adds a complexity to the muffin. I also have vanilla, got 10 mils or 2 teaspoons, and then 3 large eggs. So that's it for your wet ingredients. And I'll run through the dry ingredients. I got 500 grams or 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I use 2 kinds of sugar. I use white sugar and I use brown sugar. Again, the brown sugar just adds a little bit of that molasses flavor, a little bit more complexity to the muffin rather than just using a straight granulated sugar or straight white sugar. So I've got 100 grams or half a cup of white sugar. I also have half a cup or 90 grams of brown sugar. Now this is a dark brown sugar. Again, a little more molasses in it, a little more complexity. Pretty tasty. I also have my baking powder, baking soda, there's kosher salt in here, and cinnamon. The baking powder is 12 grams or 3.5 teaspoons. Also the baking soda that's in there, 3 mils, 3/4 of a teaspoon. Cinnamon, 2 mils, half a teaspoon. And then the kosher salt is 2 mils or half a teaspoon. Now the other ingredients that you're gonna need, otherwise we're just making a plain muffin, which we're not making here. Got a cream cheese here. Now use the firm cream cheese. You're gonna need 50 grams or 4 tablespoons, and also an additional 30 grams or 3 tablespoons. There's a reason for that, and I'll show you as we get deeper into the recipe. And of course, these gorgeous June-bearing strawberries that we picked yesterday, I'm gonna give them a wash, hull them. Now for the recipe, I figure I use about 2 strawberries per, so we're gonna need about 24 strawberries, depending again on the size of them. Can add more, can add less. It's not gonna be accurate. Sorry about that. I know we're baking and you have to be pretty accurate when you're baking, but this is gonna be an eyeball thing because they're all different sizes. We'll get these washed up and we'll get cooking here. Actually, we're gonna get baking. Let's get the oven preheated to 350. That's the temperature that we're gonna need. The butter and the coconut oil that are going in here, I'm gonna melt it down and let it cool a bit while I'm mixing the other ingredients together. Now, it doesn't have to be boiling or anything, just melted so it's liquid form. That's melted pretty good. Now, I've turned it off. There's still a little bit of solids in there, but as I mix it around, they're gonna melt. And it's not too hot either, so I'm just gonna put that to the side, let that cool down, and then that'll go in with the other wet ingredients. Time to start mixing. Now, while that butter and coconut oil is cooling down, we're gonna add in the cream cheese. Now, this is the 50 grams or 4 tablespoons. I'm just gonna soften this up so it incorporates well with the other wet ingredients. Give that a little bit of scrape. Now, this is at room temperature too. I forgot to mention that. Make sure that you have it at room temperature so it mixes. And also the eggs are at room temperature too. Just helps with the baking process that they're not ice cold when you put them in. 3 eggs. Now, I know I said it was wet ingredients, but I'm gonna add in the sugar to this too. I just want to be able to dissolve some of that sugar crystal that's in there. That way you don't have grainy sugar in your mix. So I'll mix that for a minute or so. That's been mixing for about a minute. Gonna add in the buttermilk, vanilla. Add in that cooled down mixture of butter and coconut oil. And I'm just gonna give that a mix for about 10-15 seconds or so just to incorporate those. On low speed too. There you go, now it's time for the dry ingredients. I have the dry ingredients here. Now I've mixed all the ingredients together, the cinnamon, the soda, the powder, the salt, and the flour. I'm gonna add that in there. Now make sure when you turn your mixer on, you turn it on slowly. Otherwise you're gonna have a big mess in your kitchen here. Start it on low speed. Now I just wanna bring that together. I'm not gonna mix it too much because the flour will make it a tough muffin. We don't want tough muffins. Now that's been mixing for about 10-15 seconds just to bring it together. I'm gonna take the bowl off the machine, then I'm gonna add in the strawberries. Batter's off the mixer. Slice these strawberries up, or you can cube them up. Look at the color in there. They are gorgeous. Like JD said, red all the way through. Now, if you can take advantage of the local strawberries of your area, or at least if you can get some that are fresh like this, do not hesitate to use them. They're so beautiful. Now, I have here about 14. Some of them are big, some of them are small. It's not exact. Put them in there till it looks good. The red on there, no, I did not cut myself. That is from the strawberries. Now, I'm just gonna put those in and give those a little bit of a mix. I don't want to mix it too much. Again, don't want a tough muffin. I'll get this wiped up too. Looks like a murder scene here. Cleaned up a little bit. Gently mix those strawberries in. Doesn't matter if they break up though, because you're going to want them to incorporate well into the muffins. That's mixed in. I'm going to put them in the muffin tins and then finish them off, get them in the oven. Time to get scooping and finish these off. Now I just spray my muffin tin. This is a fairly new tin and it releases quite well. If you want, you can use muffin cups in there. I like the look of it without a muffin cup. It looks more professional. Again, that's me being all chefy and whatnot. 4-ounce scoop or 100 mils. Scoop it in there. Make sure you get strawberries in every scoop. These are gonna be large muffins. I like a really big muffin. I don't like those little tiny ones. There we go. Now there's a little bit of excess batter here. Sometimes there is, depending on how many strawberries that you put in there. I've got enough for maybe 1 or 2 more muffins. An extra 3 tablespoons of cream cheese that was there. I cut them up into 12 little squares. I'm just gonna put that into the top of the muffin. Gonna press it in a little bit. Don't press it all the way down. You don't wanna mash your muffin all over your muffin tin. Cream cheese is in there, they're all ready to go. Let's get them in that 350 oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Gonna check them after about 35 minutes or so, just have a look at them and see, but let's get them in the oven, set the timer, fire up that coffee maker, see when they're finished. Okay, it's been 35 minutes. I'm gonna check these things. I'm pretty sure they're ready. Don't forget that ridiculous blue glove for taking hot stuff out of the oven. Oh my goodness, look at those. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got my tester here. Let's bring this a little bit closer so you can see. Just insert that in there. Yeah, comes out clean. Now I'm gonna let those cool and then put them on a rack. If I try and take them out now, they're just gonna fall apart. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Now, if you got any comments, put them in the description box down below. And remember, there will be some links in there too. Oh, almost forgot. Shameless plug. These are JD's Berry Crispies that he had talked about. Now, he's not paying me to do that. I just got a free bag out of it anyway. Enjoy the video. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Enjoy that muffin and your coffee.